Hello and welcome back to another week of NFL predictions. This is week number 15. I'm Ben Silk.
I'm Josh Silk.
And I'm Kevin DeLeg.
And let's get started. First off with our Thursday night football game. As it should be an interesting one. We have Kirk Cousins and the Atlanta Falcons taking on Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And last time both these quarterbacks played each other, it was last season, week 2, and that was a pretty good game on Monday night. Are we going to see anything like that in this game? Probably not. Both these teams obviously have faced their injuries, but you never know what we're going to see out of these two teams. But get down to it straight, I think it's going to be the Bucs who get it done in this one. I think both these teams are teams that are struggling right now, and I still think the Bucs are the better team overall. I think they get it done. And the Falcons are going to play them tough, I think. Like they've been playing most of their opponents tough. The Patriots, for example. But yeah, I think the Bucs get it done 27-20. The Bucs.
The Bucs are coming off an embarrassing loss to the Saints. And I think they right the ship, and they do it pretty easily. I'm excited to see Chris Godwin get back to form here. And Mike Evans. The Bucs maybe, and Irving. Could I say they're healthy for the first time in like forever? Let's see what happens. I'm going Bucs over Atlanta big. 28-10.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you guys. I think, honestly, the Falcons, they're banged up. And after the Buccaneers lost in embarrassing fashion, I think they bounce back and get a pretty solid win here at home. Yeah, give me the Buccaneers 31-17 for a great home win for them.
But now on to our 1 p.m. games. In our first game, we got the Ravens. Ravens have been struggling as of late as they take on the Cincinnati Bengals. These teams play each other on Thanksgiving night, and it was a dominant win by the Bengals. Who's going to take this one? Yeah, Bengals coming off a loss, but a close loss to the Bills. And the Ravens offense, how they've been playing as of late. If they keep playing like that, I don't think they'll be able to get it done. And you saw how the Ravens did against the worst defense in the league in the Bengals last time these teams played. And I think the Bengals are going to find a way to get it done again. I don't think it's going to be as dominant as last time, but I think the Bengals get another big win here, taking it 27-17 over the Ravens.
Yeah, I think the Bengals actually, even though they lost and their season is pretty much over in terms of any hopes for the playoffs, Baltimore just doesn't look so great. And the Bengals are they got Burrow back and they look great. And I'm going to go with the Bengals at home here. Big win over the Ravens, 42-24.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Ravens, even though they have looked really bad. And the Bengals, they've looked like a great team when Burrow's been back. But I don't know. These two played like I believe 2 weeks ago, and the Bengals blowed them out. And I think something's telling me the Ravens are gonna not get back to normal, but they're gonna improve since that last matchup. And they're going to get a great road win here. I think Lamar Jackson's going to turn it up. There's only 4 weeks left. I think time is now starting to be up against them, and they're going to start to go in the right direction. I think the Ravens get a big win against the Bengals here. I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens 28-24.
All right, but on to our next game as we have the Raiders as they take on the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles, 3 straight losses. They've been struggling. That offense has looked horrendous. And this game where Kenny Pickett is going to be starting for the Raiders. You know what? I think they're going to play them tough. And I'm going with my upset of the week. The Eagles have just been playing so bad, and that offense, even though the defense is the Raiders defense is terrible, the Raiders offense is terrible. I think it's going to be similar to the game we saw Monday night where the Chargers took on the Eagles. But I think it's going to be the Raiders who will be playing a better quarterback in this game in Kenny Pickett, who's going to be able to get it done. And I think they get it done 20-17 in my upset of the week.
Wow, that would be something. Yeah, the Raiders' defense stinks against everyone except one of the best teams, the Broncos, right? For some reason, the Broncos have a hard time with the Raiders. But I think Philly, even though I'm not a fan of it, I think they're on a 3-game losing streak, and I think that this is the team they need to play to bounce back, and I think they take care of the Raiders without too much hassle. I'm going Philly 28, Vegas 10.
Yeah, I think that, this is a game that's definitely going to be a closer one, I think, just because of how poorly the Eagles have been playing as of late. Obviously, they lost 3 straight, and this is going to be a game for them to bounce back and get a solid win here, and I think they will do it. I don't think it's going to be easy because the Eagles offensively have been struggling. I think the Raiders defense can give them some problems, but yeah, I think it is going to be a lower scoring game, and the Eagles are going to find a way to win as always. So give me the Eagles, let's say 20-13.
20-13?
Yep, Eagles.
All right, cool.
But now on to our next game. We got the Arizona Cardinals as they take on the Houston Texans. This should be a good game. Jacoby Brissett, C.J. Stroud, and obviously Texans great defense. Texans are just a better team here, and Cardinals offense, they've been surprisingly all right. But I think it's going to be a big win for the Texans here. They have been pulling it together. They've won, I think, 5 straight now, and this Texans team is not stopping. And I think they get an easy win here. And I think they dominate this one. I'm going to say Texans 30 to the Cardinals 3.
Wow. You know what? This is my upset of the week. I'm going. I know Houston has the best D, but I'm saying somehow, some way, Jacoby Brissett leads the Cardinals to an improbable victory over Houston on the road in what could very well end up being the game of the week. I'm taking a shot in the dark here, but I'm going to go Arizona 17, Houston 14.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty easy win for the Texans. I think they're the most hot team in the NFL currently. Their defense has been playing like one of the best, if not the best, this season. And that offense, every week it seems like they're starting to improve a little more. They're not the best, definitely going to struggle, but they're going to do just enough with that defense. And I think that's what they're going to do here. I think they're going to do just enough, and they're going to get a pretty solid win. And yeah, I'm going to take the Houston Texans in this one, 26 to the Cardinals 16.
But on to our next game. This is another good one. We match the week 1 matchup where the Chargers end up taking it. We have the Chargers as they take on the Chiefs. The Chiefs, another loss against the Texans. They're 6-7. They may not make the playoffs. Who saw this coming? The Chiefs. It's just, they may not make the playoffs. They take on the Chargers. Chargers already beat them once. The Chiefs are going to come into this matchup. They've been in, I guess, not situations like this, but in other situations where they've been down, and there's no way in the world I don't see Mahomes being able to get a big win here, as it's a must-win for the Chiefs in this game, and especially because it's the first must-win, I think they get it done. Chargers have been struggling as well. You saw how that offense did play Monday night. They did make a lot of mistakes, and yeah, I think the Chiefs are going to be able to get it done. They're going to get a big-ish win, where I think they take it. It's going to be more of a defensive game. I think the Chiefs get it done 26-13.
I think the Chiefs are on their way to an embarrassing playoff miss this year. And I think they're going to keep it interesting and screw everything up at the last minute. So I think in the interest of parity, the Chiefs find a way to beat the Chargers this weekend, to keep their hopes alive, only to have it devastated later in the season. Give me the Chiefs here in a nail biter in OT, 33-30 over the Chargers.
Yeah, this matchup we saw earlier in the season, and the Chargers took it. I think with the Chiefs, with their back against the wall, they need a win. They're desperate. I think they're going to get it, and I think they're going to get it in dramatic fashion. I think the Chiefs are going to get a game-winning field goal at home. In the 1 o'clock slate, it's going to be a pretty good game. I'm taking the Chiefs 24-21, and a great win for them to keep their hopes alive.
But on to what could possibly be, not possibly, this is the game of the week. We got the Buffalo Bills as they take on the New England Patriots. If the Patriots win this game, they clinch the division. So much on the line for the Patriots, and damn, this is going to be a good game. This is probably going to wind up being the battle for the AFC East. It could possibly be. We may be able to win out after that, but there's a few games we could probably lose as well in the Ravens or the Dolphins. But anyway, the Bills, Patriots, it's going to be a good game. By the end of the day, I think the Patriots defense is going to show up. Josh Allen, yes, he had a good game against the Bengals defense, but he hasn't been playing the best football. He's been all right, but hasn't been putting up the best numbers except against defenses which are pretty bad. And so I think the Patriots are able to get a big win here, and I think the Bills are going to play them tough. It's going to be more of a defensive game, but I think the Patriots get it done 27 to, I don't know what I'm saying, defense, 27-23. And Patriots are going to be able to hold them off at the end, and I think it's going to be more dominant by the Patriots than the score even shows.
I think that if there's a game that the Patriots are going to lose this rest of the season, this is probably the one.
Yes.
Although I don't see it happening. Patriots are number one power rank in the NFL, and they have earned that spot, and they deserve it. And I know they're playing the Bills. And, if it was on the road, maybe I'd think twice. But at home, being as dominant as they are, I see the Patriots win in a big game. And it's going to be fun, and it's going to come right down to the end. Give me the Pats 28-24.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a great game. These two played earlier, and the Patriots got away with that one. But I don't see them sweeping the Bills. I think the Bills, yes, they haven't been playing their best football, but I don't think they're getting swept by the Patriots. The Bills, they have been up and down all season, and I think they're going to get a great win here. I'm taking the Bills 25-28. I think Josh Allen's just going to have a day.
Wow. But anyway, on to our next game as we have the Jacksonville Jaguars, which have been playing amazing as of late, as they take on the New York Jets. Yeah, this is going to be an easy win for the Jaguars. I don't see them doing much. I don't see the Jets doing much. Maybe they'll put a few surprising touchdowns towards the beginning of the game, but I think the Jaguars go on to get a big win. Jaguars have been playing phenomenal football, and I think that continues with a big win here as they get it done 36-17 over the Jets.
Yeah, not even close. Jaguars all the way in this one. The Jets stink. Give me the Jags 42-6.
Yeah, not much to be said in this one. Give me the Jaguars 24-10.
But on to our next game, we have our Trash Bowl. We got the Commanders as they take on the New York Giants. And is this considered an upset? I'm going Giants in this one. And both these teams just not playing good football right now. You saw the Commanders' performance against the Vikings. Jaden Daniels came back. He didn't even make it through the whole game before being injured again. And his Commanders team just having too many issues right now. I think it's going to be an easy win for the Giants. They have showed little signs of greatness this season, and I think with the Commanders struggling so much, I think it's going to be a good win for the Giants. I wouldn't be surprised if the Commanders somehow find a way to get it done, but I think the Giants find a way to get it done in this one. And it's not going to be the most excitingest game, but I think the Giants get it done 19-10.
I think Marcus Mariota shows up and has a splendid game against the Giants and takes them to town. I do think the Giants fight back and make it interesting, but I'm going to go offense because we're looking at two bad defenses here. And I'm going to go offense saves the day and makes this a surprisingly fun game to watch. Give me the Commanders 36-29 over the Giants.
Yeah, the Giants, they have the first overall pick, and yes, I think they should win this game. Who knows? They might choose to lose this game because maybe they want to set up for their future. They have the first round pick. They have the first overall pick in this upcoming draft. Who knows? But I think they're just way better than the Commanders. Obviously, both teams are banged up. But give me Jackson Dart in this one. I think he's just going to be too much for the Commanders' defense, and I'm going to take the Giants in a somewhat enjoyable game to watch, I would say. I'm going to take them 27-20.
Alright, but on to our final 1 o'clock game as we have the Cleveland Browns as they take on the Chicago Bears. The Bears coming off a loss against the Packers, but they played the Packers tough. It came down right to the end, but the Packers wound up being able to hold them off from scoring that game-time touchdown as Williams threw the pick to end off the game. But the Browns, Shedeur Sanders, he's been playing pretty good football, and I think the Browns are going to give the Bears a run for its money. However, I do think Caleb Williams does have more of their experience, and it's gonna be a good game, I think. But I think the Bears they're just a better, well-rounded team. Yes, the Browns have those small pieces like Shedeur and Myles Garrett, but Bears still a better, well-rounded team, and I think they get it done. But the Browns aren't gonna make it easy, and I think they get it done 30-24. The Bears.
Who expected Cleveland and Tennessee to have the best game of the week last week? I'd say almost no one. And not only that, Shedeur Sanders looked like a freaking superstar. He balled out. He looked awesome. And I'm jumping on board this bandwagon, and I think he continues. He finds fan in a bunch, and he rides his team to glory and upsets the Bears in a fun one. Cleveland 30, Chicago 24.
Yeah, I do think this is going to be an enjoyable game to watch. I would say in the last few weeks, the Browns have been watchable just because of the show Shedeur Sanders has been putting on to the NFL fan base. And the Bears, they've been one of the hottest teams in the NFL all season long. Yes, they have been in a bunch of close games, but they've been winning. And I think this is going to be a really good game. I think on both sides of the ball, we could say the Browns, they have one of the best defenses. They can give Caleb Williams some problems. Myles Garrett, a few sacks away from breaking the NFL record for most sacks in the season. So I think the Bears are going to, this could be a potential trap game for them or a potential upset. But I don't know, the Bears have been getting away with these close wins all season long, and I think they do it again. Give me the Bears a close one, 30-27, in a fun little shootout, I guess.
But on to our next game, and this one isn't the most excitingest one, as we have the Carolina Panthers as they take on the New Orleans Saints. The Saints coming off a win against the Bucs. Both these teams play each other earlier this season, where the Saints wound up getting it done 17-7, an upset win. But the Panthers are going to want revenge, and there's no way the Panthers are going to lose to the Saints twice. I do feel like the Panthers have become a better team, and I think the Saints are going to give them trouble. But I think the Panthers are going to find a way to get it done, and I think they get it done in overtime. It's going to be a surprisingly good game, but I think they get it done 26-23.
I'm going to go big win over the Bucks, but I think the Buck stops there, and I think Carolina takes care of the Saints without too much consequence. Give me the Panthers 20-17 over the Saints.
Yeah, early in the season, the Saints actually upset the Panthers, so give me the Panthers to get a good road win here. I don't think they get swept by the Saints, and they're trying to compete for the division, so I think they're going to play hard football, and they're going to try their best to win every single game because they know they have a shot at making the playoffs. So yeah, give me the Carolina Panthers 24-20.
But on to our next 4 o'clock game, and damn, we're in for a good one. We have a Goff, a Stafford revenge game. We have Matthew Stafford and the LA Rams as they take on Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions. The reason why it's a revenge game, Goff used to play on the Rams, Stafford used to play on the Lions. They got traded to their respective teams in the same trade, and now they're on the other teams, and they've both not been too shabby on their new teams. And Rams, the best team in the NFC right now, the Lions, they've been struggling as of late, and it's always a good matchup when these two play, and I'm going Lions. The Lions are going to find a way to get it done. The Rams have been playing phenomenal, and I think the Lions are going to be able to do an upset alert. I think we're in for a great shootout game, and I think it's going to be the Lions who get it done 35-31.
I agree. I think the Lions looked great against Dallas last week. That's who they played, right?
Yes.
Yes, and I think they continue their streak, and they have a big upset over the Rams. I know it's not going to be easy, but I'm gonna go Detroit here as well, 27-24 over the Rams.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Rams in this one. I think Matthew Stafford has been the MVP so far this season. He leads the league in most touchdowns, passing touchdowns, and he's going against a Lions defense that's banged up. Yeah, give me Matthew Stafford to light up the Lions, his old former team. And I think he's just going to have a day. Maybe like 4+ passing touchdowns. He's just going to stat pat on the Lions defense. Yeah, this is just easy money for the Rams. Give me the Rams big, 35-24.
But next up, we have the Seattle Seahawks and Sam Darnold as they take on, yes, I can't believe I'm about to say that yet, Philip Rivers.
Yeah, we don't know that for sure, but maybe.
It's pretty definite Riley Leonard's out, and they don't have another QB, so he's going to start, I'm telling you. And my prediction's going with Philip Rivers starting, and that is why I have the Seahawks dominating this game. This guy has not played quarterback in 4 years. It's the reason why he retired. I don't know. I'm a little confused why he's coming back. I guess he wants to be part of this great Colts squad that needs a quarterback. But at the same time, he's 4 years from retired, and I doubt he's been actively practicing and working out as a normal NFL quarterback is, and I think that's going to catch up to him right away in this Colts squad, and the Colts have been struggling. I think the Colts make it exciting in the beginning. Maybe Philip Rivers comes out strong, throws a touchdown or two, but the Seahawks going to get a huge win, 38-14.
Yeah, I mean, as kind of an exciting storyline as this whole Phillips Rivers thing is, Seattle is dominant, and the Colts are just having a monumental collapse after looking like one of the best teams, and I think it continues. Give me Seattle big, 42-17 over the Colts.
Yeah, the Colts have been falling off like a cliff at this point. They've lost back-to-back, or who knows how many losses now, but they have not been winning, and it's because Daniel Jones is banged up. He hasn't been playing the same football he was, and now he's out for the rest of the season. Now Riley Leonard's probably going to be the quarterback. I doubt Rivers starts over Leonard, who has been on the roster for the full season compared to someone who's coming in on a week's notice. So I think Leonard will probably play Sunday, and I think his rushing ability could give the Seahawks maybe a few issues, but it's not going to be enough to beat the Seahawks. The Seahawks are one of the best teams in the NFL this season, and yeah, I think it's going to be a blowout win for the Seahawks. Give me the Seahawks 38-21.
But now on to our next game. This could be another game of the week as we got the Green Bay Packers as they take on the Denver Broncos. Both these teams have been playing amazing football as of late, and especially these defenses, especially the Broncos defense. I think we're in for a defensive game, a grueling defensive game that comes down right to the end. We see some points on the board, but I think Packers will be up by 8, and I think Broncos try to tie it up. They missed a 2-point conversion, and I think the Packers are going to find a way to get it done 20-18 in a close one.
I see this as a defensive matchup, all defense, all day, and like every game. Somehow the Broncos are 11-2, and all their games kind of stink lately. And I think this kind of continues that same storyline. And I think they blow it, which will give the Patriots the true number 1 seed. I'm going Green Bay here on the road. Big victory over the Broncos. Defense City, 13-10.
Yeah, I do think it's going to be a defensive game. And yeah, the Packers have just been beating all these good teams as of late. They've been looking like they are a true 9-3-1 team, I would say. But yeah, give me Jordan Love and the Packers on the road here. I think it's going to be a low-scoring one. So give me the Packers 20 to the Broncos 10, and the Packers keep rolling.
But now on to our next game. We have the Tennessee Titans taking on the San Francisco 49ers. The Niners somehow continue their momentum. They're 9-4 now, I believe, and their record isn't as good as how the team is, in my opinion. Or no, their record is much better than the team is, in my opinion. And the Titans, they played the Browns pretty good, and I think the Titans give a bit of a fight, but at the end of the day, 49ers are still the better team. I think that will show as the 49ers get it done 26-9.
I think the Titans surprised everyone last week by playing the Browns as tough as they did and making that such a good game. San Francisco's coming off the bye. I think they're complacent. I think Tennessee surprises the hell out of them and gets another huge upset this week. I'm going to go upset of the week number 2, Tennessee 27, San Francisco 21.
Yeah, I think the 49ers, just alone, I think CMC is just going to take care of the Titans by himself in this one. So yeah, give me the 49ers in a boring game, 28-10.
But on to our Sunday night game. We got the Vikings as they take on the Cowboys. The Vikings coming off a 31-0 win against the Commanders. The Cowboys coming off a rough loss. But the Cowboys, they're still in it for the division battle as the Eagles are finding their ways to lose games. And I think in this game, the Cowboys are the better team, of course, with their defense getting a bit better. The Vikings struggling on all sides of the ball. Besides last game, they have been struggling, and I think the Cowboys find a way to get it done. Of course, it's the Cowboys' defense, so Vikings are going to find a way to put up points, but I think the Cowboys still get a big statement win, winning it 40-22.
Wow. I agree. I think the Cowboys take care of the Vikings without much of an issue this week. I think their offense rolls all over the Vikings. I think the Vikings keep it interesting. Give me Cowboys 33-27 over the Vikings.
Yeah, not much to be said here. Give me the Cowboys 30 to the Vikings 20.
But now on to our Monday night game. Not really the most excitingest one, as we have the Dolphins as they take on the Steelers. The Steelers right now in control of that division and on track to get that 9-8 record, as they always do. And yeah, I don't think this is going to be much of a doozy game. I don't think we see much happening. I think the Dolphins are going to make it a bit interesting. It's going to be close, but at the end of the day, I do think the Steelers get it done. And I think they get it done. I think they'll get it done 20-13.
I think DK Metcalf really showed up this past week, and I think he continues to do so. Finally looking like the guy we've always, come to know as the stud that he is. I think Aaron Rodgers keeps finding him. I think they take care of the Dolphins 21-14.
Yeah, I would consider this an upset of the week. I'm going to take the Dolphins in this one. They have been one of the hottest teams over the last few weeks. They've been on a big winning streak. And they're going up against the Steelers team. They got an impressive win last week against the Ravens. And something's telling me the Steelers are going to blow it, and they're going to lose this one. But something's also telling me that Tua doesn't play good in the cold, and he's going up, and he's playing the Steelers in Pittsburgh, and I'm sure it's probably going to be freezing because now we're in mid-December, so who knows in this one, but something's telling me the Dolphins keep it moving, and they get another win, and now they're going to be 500 on the season. Give me the Dolphins 23-20.
But that's going to wrap it up for the games this week, and before we go, I want to know from each of you guys, who do you think is going to be the player of the week? Dad, do you want to start us off?
I'm gonna go with Drake May, baby.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same exact thing. Yes, it's a close game, but Drake May, I was gonna say, but to pick someone else, I'm gonna go with Dak Prescott putting up 40 against the Vikings. I think he has a great game.
I'm going to go with maybe a surprising one. I'm going to say Lamar Jackson. It's surprising this season because he's been playing bad, but I think he's going to have a great game.
That would be surprising. I agree.
Alright, but I want to know from each of you, season would to end today, who you guys think will win MVP? Kevin?
Great.
I mentioned it in the earlier state of the video. I said Matthew Stafford, and I think he's going to keep it moving against, I think he's going to make his MVP campaign even stronger after this week when I think he beats his old team in the Lions. I think he's going up against a bad Lions defense, and he's going to just put up more amazing stats.
Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer, just how he's been playing, and it's still to be determined. We'll see how he plays against the Bills in the next 2 weeks, so I'm going to say Drake May. He's just been amazing, and excited just to see his future.
Yeah, Drake May all the way to Sunday, baby.
Yeah, but you got to say someone else.
No, I can't. It's all Drake May all the way. I have to go with him. I'm putting my foot down. Drake May all the way.
Alright, but one more thing. If you guys were to pick a team to win the Super Bowl today, who would it be? And just based on all the teams playing, in my opinion, I know this may sound biased, but I think the Patriots over the Packers.
Another New England Patriots fan here. Obviously, I'm into it, and that's New England all the way, baby.
I'm taking the Rams.
I knew it.
Alright, well, that will do it for this week's episode. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I'm Ben Silk.
I'm Josh Silk.
And I'm Kevin DeLeg.
And we'll see you next time.